Tonight, Emerson professor Gerald Walker on his latest work, How to Make a Slave. Plus, the man they called the Jackie Robinson of hockey, former Bruin Willie O'Ree, and Tara Westover on her survivalist upbringing and her best-selling memoir, Educated. That's at 7. Tonight on Greater Boston, I'll look back at my conversation with Emerson College professor and author Gerald Walker on his collection of essays, How to Make a Slave, a terrific and often funny and undeniably powerful collection, which was a finalist for the 2020 National Book Award for Nonfiction. Plus, they call him the Jackie Robinson of hockey, Willie O'Ree.
There must have been 300 or 400 fans come down and throwing stuff and, making racial remarks.
A while back, Willie joined me to talk about that experience, his love of the game, and his 2 memorable meetings with Jackie Robinson. And then finally, imagine growing up without doctors, thinking all police are evil, and never even setting foot inside a school. Such was the life of author Tara Westover, who was raised by Mormon survivalist parents in Idaho, but broke free to live a very different life and wrote a best-selling memoir about it all. In his first book, Gerald Walker wrote about fighting through the stereotypes and systemic racism that surrounded him as a young adult in the South Side of Chicago. In his second, he focused on growing up black in a segregated white supremacist doomsday cult. His latest work is How to Make a Slave and Other Essays, which was a finalist for the 2020 National Book Award for Nonfiction, and the title of which comes from Frederick Douglass's famous line, "You've seen how a man was made a slave. You shall see how a slave was made a man." In it, Walker tackles racism in subtler but no less pervasive forms, from a restaurant accidentally, on purpose, losing his family's dinner reservation, to a man white-splaining oppression, and the challenge of raising his sons in a Boston suburb where 96% of the residents were white. Gerald Walker is also a professor of creative writing at Emerson College, and he recently joined me to discuss. Gerald, it's great to meet you, and congratulations on an absolutely fabulous book.
Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you are too. So you're in the Iowa Writers Workshop. James Allen McPherson trashes your piece in class. You can't sleep, so you demand a meeting. And I should say a student demands a meeting of the first African-American to win a Pulitzer Prize for fiction. So what was the criticism, and how did that meeting change your life?
Well, put in that context, I feel pretty bad about it now, but I felt bad about it at the time. What happened was I wrote what I thought was a pretty good story that captured the essence of the South Side of Chicago.